this video is a review of the lesson from Edgenuity, graphing two variable inequalities. So first at the end of the video, they talk about writing the equation of the inequality, and they pick 2 points from the line. It's like they give you a picture of a graph, they pull 2 points off of it, and then they write the equation of the inequality. So if they went too fast for you on that, I just thought I would review just how to write an equation of a line, not necessarily the inequality part. So the first thing you have to do when you're given 2 points is find the slope, which if you recall is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it doesn't matter which one you choose to be 0.1 or 0.2. I usually just go, this is the first one, and this is the second one, x coordinate, y coordinate. So again, y2, -4, minus y1, which is 6, over x2, which is 3, minus 1, x1 there. So -4 minus 6 more puts us at -10 over 3 minus 1 is 2. We can simplify that. -10 divided by 2 is -5. So there is our slope. The second thing that we need to do is use point slope form to help us get the equation of the line. And if you recall, it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So the way it works is it's y minus the y coordinate equals slope times x minus the x coordinate. Again, it doesn't matter which of the 2 points you choose. Since I already have this labeled as x1 and y1, I'll just use that. And we already know what m is. We just figured it out. That's the slope. It's -5. So y, we're using this point here, minus the y coordinate equals our slope times x minus the x coordinate, which I got right there. From there, you'll distribute the -5 to both parts. -5 times -1, you have to pay attention to the symbol in the front, is +5. And the very last step here is to get y by itself. Add 6 to both sides. And this is the last step, essentially. I guess we started it right there, but this is getting it into slope intercept form. So it's the slope of -5 and then a y-intercept of 11. Again, this is just showing you how to write the equation, the line that would go with the inequality. From here, you would have to decide, is it solid or dashed? So is that greater than or less than, or does it have equal to bars? And then where to shade. So you would change that symbol when dealing with an inequality, not with a line. So next, I just want to talk about, they ask you to graph 3x plus 2y is less than 6, and they leave it like this and have you graph by finding the x and y intercept. I found that some people like that and some people don't like that. So if you're someone that prefers to graph in slope intercept form, which I looked at the quiz, and a lot of them are like, which is the graph of this? And it looks like this here. I suggest getting it into slope intercept form before you try to start figuring it out. So here, to get it in slope intercept form, we have to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So then I have 2y is less than, it's a -3x, and then that was a +6. And the last thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 2. Now, we are dividing by a positive value, so you leave the symbol alone. Y is less than, distribute that divided by 2 to both parts, -3 halves x plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. So on this one, remember, if I'm ever going too fast, you can always pause the video. So this one, our slope is -3 halves. I usually always put the negative with the numerator. So remember, it's rise over run. So I would go down 3 into the right 2. And then our y-intercept, the number by itself, or b, is 3. So that's what we're going to start with. You always start with your y-intercept. It was at 3. And from there, you use the slope, which we said was -3 halves. From here, from our y-intercept, I would go down 1, 2, 3 over 2. Okay, now for the line. Is this line solid or dashed? There is no equal to bar on it. I guess we're looking right here, huh? There's no equal to bar on there, so it is dashed. It's just y is less than. Okay, so another trick that you can do on the video, I know they had you test a point, so you could test like 0, 0 and see whether it's true or not. I usually just do what they talked about, where like less than is below and greater than is above. So less than always means down. So take a point on your line. We want less than, that's down. So my arrow is in this part of the graph. So I would shade down here, like so. One more similar example to that, if you like to do slope-intercept form, which I know they showed on the video, like I said, but just in case you want to do it this way on your quiz. So first step, get y by itself. So subtract 2x from both sides. Now this part cancels, but that negative is still attached to the 2y. So I would go negative 2y is greater than or equal to, it was a negative 2x, and that was a positive 1. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by negative 2. Now this time, we divided both sides by a negative, so I'm going to immediately flip my symbol so that I don't forget. Dividing both sides by a negative flips the symbol. All right, so if I distribute this to both parts, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is just 1, so 1x. And then 1 divided by negative 2 is a negative. Positive and negative makes a negative, and 2 doesn't go into 1. So on this one, our slope, number in front of x, so if there's nothing there, it's an imaginary 1. And if we write it as a fraction to help us out, you just put a 1 underneath. So we're going to go up 1 over 1. Rise over run, up 1 over 1. And our starting spot, our y-intercept, is at negative 1/2. It's the number by itself, but you got to pay attention to the sign. So, like I said, our y-intercept is negative 1/2. From there, we're going to go up 1 over 1. So what that means is, to go up 1 from a halfway point, you have to go up to the halfway point of the next box. So negative 1/2 plus 1 puts us at 1/2. So up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, like that. So looking back, it did have its y is less than or equal to. Because it has an equal to bar, it's going to be solid. And we want values less than or equal to our line. Less than is below, so we're down here. Or you can test the 0.00 if you want.